What's that say about the team winning today with having so many penalties, missed opportunities?
I mean, it just shows you the resilience of the group, and stand the course. We talked about it in the beginning of the week that, this is a great defense and it's a great team. They play well in all three phases. They're coached well. The guys on that team are very disciplined. So we knew that it was going to be a fight, and it was more so, just stay the course. And, whenever our plays are there, we need to make them. But, hats off to them. They did a great job. I think, it came down to a couple plays at the end, and these are the tough ones that, not mean the most because that sounds like the other ones don't matter. But these are the ones like Vinny said in there is just that you build off of,
Jacob, can you take us through that play where you make Vaughn miss in the end zone and then throw it to T.Y. down the sideline?
Honestly, drop back, don't go down, and find the best player on the field, to be honest. It was just T.Y. making one of T.Y.'s plays, that was probably the best defense I think we faced this year. And they were just so, disciplined to stand with their plan. They were coached well. Fangio did a good job of stand the course in his plan. And, and then T.Y. did T.Y. things, so.
Are you thinking no safety there? Did you realize where you were in terms of the field?
I honestly didn't care. I was just like, there's no way I'm going down. I felt like with the fumble at that critical time, it didn't sit well with me, obviously, losing out on a chance to get points there. And then, just knowing, what's the worst that's going to happen to me? They sack me, we get a safety, then we still got to go down and score anyways, So, just playing free and just laying it all out there.
T.Y. said he wasn't the first read on that play. When you shed Vaughn, do you immediately see T.Y. or are you?
No question. I literally saw his eyes look back at me. It was so weird. I was just like, why are you staring at me like this? But, it's just so funny. He just makes those plays and it's just like effortlessly. And I just know when we came back and we're on the sideline after we're getting ready for the field goal, and I'm just like, T.Y., how did you, please tell me how did you do that? And he just does it. He's out. That's just me. And I was like, you're right. That is you.
Did you get banged up at all earlier in the game on a hit? I couldn't tell if you got up slow or not. Or
no, I try to get a couple penalties here and there. Don't get them too often, but yeah, I just got up at my speed.
You talk about Denver's defense, the challenge of Chris Harris against T.Y. How difficult was that matchup trying to
I think Chris Harris has been a Pro Bowl how many years in this league? He's a great player, and he plays this system well. I think, like I said, they did a good job of their whole plan, with the whole. So it made Chris' job. He understood where his help was and when he didn't have help and things like that. And and then when the one time they let him play one-on-one with T.Y., not that he didn't play at other times, but the one time when, and we make the biggest play of the game, well, one of the biggest plays of the game. And, like I said, that their defense was on point. It was no flaws in their defense today. And, the way that, they played in all phases, run pass, RPOs, situational football, it's hard to do that on a consistent basis, especially when you're playing against a team like us who runs the ball so well and have the ability to go over the top. For them to be able to, stick to their plan and we knew what they were going to do, we knew where they were going to be, but everybody thinks, the one time they slip up, we're going to hit them, but they didn't slip up.
How do you avoid the temptation to not force something when they're playing like that?
I try to throw it to the people in my jerseys. That's it. And if not, run.
And when Frank threw that pass interference challenge flag, how much confidence do you have in him in those situations, given that timeouts are at a premium at that point?
You just know Frank's gonna make the right decision. He's obviously making calculated decisions. He's just going off emotions. I think he sets the standard of staying level-headed so well for his team. I'm watching the Jumbotron and they put the camera on Frank at the end, and it was just like, all right, next play. So, he just sets the tone for us in there. So, when he makes those decisions, he's making it with a clear head.
The final few plays were really conservative there. It's almost like you guys knew you were going to let Adam win the game, and Frank said you were going to let him win the game. What's going through your head there as you know that you're setting this up for him, basically? We're
about to win the game. I don't think that's conservative. That's just smart, you know. And as soon as I ran to the sideline because something happened, and then he's talking to me on the headset, and he's just telling me like the situation that we're in, like we're in Vinny's range, and we're about to win. And so it was just hand the ball to Marlon a couple times, and don't take any penalties or sacks or fumbles, and then just go from there.
Did you make any adjustments at halftime after only putting up 3 points, and that was at the very end of the quarter with a field goal?
Make any adjustments?
Any adjustments with the offensive game plan at all?
Yeah, try to score more points than 3. And, you know, it's honestly, we knew that what they were doing, they knew what we were doing, but we obviously had a plan to go against what they were doing. So it was more so if we would be disciplined and stand with our plan and stand the course. And, you know, I mean, Marlon scores a touchdown in the third quarter, and then, you know, we knew we were just going to wear them. We're just keep wearing them down. You know, they didn't wear down that much, but and then, you know, we just make the plays when they come.
Okay, JoJo, last one.
Yeah, you know, for a guy like Rock who had 5 penalties today, as a team leader, how do you encourage guys like him to move forward physically, mentally, and emotionally?
I mean, I honestly went up to him in the locker room and just said, dude, just keep playing football. You know, you can play in those games, and they're probably on the sideline going like, he's holding, and so the ref just thinks you know what I'm saying? So things like that just happen. But, you know, I mean, that's what makes Rock Rock. You know, he was just like, of course I'm gonna keep playing. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing that I really need to say. It's more so just, I think the coaches put him in this situation because they think that, and they know that he's gonna make the right play. And, you know, you get called with holding, who cares, you know? He made a smart decision on the pass interference and not getting up the touchdown. You know, that's a veteran play. You know, most guys be like, oh, I'm not pass interference, put his hands up, but he blatantly did it on purpose, you know. So, you know, that's growth, that's maturity, that's somebody that's playing free, you know. Who cares about the penalty calls, you know? I mean, how many penalties he had, and we still win the game. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.